What is up, YouTube? Gonna do another live stream. Filmmaking Q&A on a beautiful Monday, May the 1st. May the 1st. And we are approaching summer. We can talk about business today, camera gear, all that good stuff. Anything you want, let's talk about it. Let's get all of your doubts, all of your questions out. And let's answer whatever you may have. So, I get a lot of questions about how I get my clients and how I built my business, and I get these questions all the time, and the answer is simple. If you want to work with these celebrities, if you want to work with clients, if you want to build your clients, you have to start off. You got to sacrifice more time than money. So there's a lot of gigs that you're going to have to work for free. A lot of gigs. That's how I started. I started working a lot of free gigs. I did a free wedding. I did free parties. I did, free ceremonies. And a lot of those shoots that I first did, they were very bad. I'm not going to lie. The quality of the footage was just very, very bad. But that for me was an experience. So not only are you expanding your clients and where you're getting your clients from, but you're actually becoming a better cinematographer, because as soon as you get into the real field, which you will be as soon as you offer your services for free, you'll begin to experience real filmmaking problems. And with problems, there's solutions. So that's how you grow as a cinematographer, as a filmmaker, and overall as a human being. That's how you grow. So think of it as like an internship, right? You have an internship, you go do this free gig, and all you do is learn. You learn from your mistakes. But the problem is that if you do a free gig and the footage doesn't come out good, then what is your client gonna think? You have to make it very, very clear to the client that you're doing a free gig, you're that client's first official cinematographer, or that is your first official client, and you can't guarantee work. So they're probably even gonna pay for another cinematographer to come in. But that's perfectly fine. You're in the beginning stages of being a filmmaker, a freelance filmmaker. So you have to understand that you're gonna make mistakes. That's just the way of life. You're gonna make mistakes. And if they're hiring a professional cinematographer, you can always learn from that cinematographer or videographer. Most of them are just people with cameras, and they just know how to do different camera angles. Some are cinematographers. The difference between a videographer and a videographer is just a guy with a camera. Cinematographer is a person who tells a story digitally. That's the difference between a cinematographer and a videographer. Huge difference. One tells a story. The other one just picks up the camera. That's it. So I recently released a video. Actually, a few hours ago, I released a video about GlideCam operation. Not GlideCam operation. What am I saying? The difference between a GlideCam and a gimbal. Very important video. Definitely got to check it out. This is definitely for you if you're deciding whether or not to invest thousands of dollars into stabilization or invest hundreds of dollars into stabilization. So you gotta think about that. George Martinez says, in the beginning of my wedding film career, I did free gigs to get experience and exposure. That was 7 years ago and still going strong. You see that? Boom. You got living proof right there that somebody does free gigs. All right? It's just how it is. You got to think of it as an internship. All right, Vo Images, you're back. What's up, man? Let's see what you're asking here. Let me see right now. Hi, Josh. Nice to meet you. How do you prepare for shooting some how do you writing some script and make a storyboard? Are you using any software for that? Yeah, there is script writing software. I come up with some storyboards, but I rarely write a script because I'm not producing a movie. I'm not producing a short film. That's not what my clients want. My clients want either a workout motivation video or interview. There's not really a script involved in that. However, when you're talking about writing a script, there's this program called, I think it's called Celtics. Yeah, Celtics. Here's the name. That's really good script writing software for those of you who are looking to be, writers and all that good stuff. Celtics is an excellent program, and I highly recommend it. And it gives you all the professional things you need in script writing. And the print is professional. Everything is professional about that program. So there's different actually modes in Celtics. You can do it for film, you can do it for video, you can do it for audio play, story. It even has storyboarding in there. And it has a comic book, and you can even write a novel with it. So there's a lot of really good stuff with Celtics, and I strongly recommend that program. Very user-friendly and very easy. Halvin Wolf, what's up, man? You got a quick question? Let me know. What's your question, my friend? Tell me what your question is. So yeah, check out Celtics. I think their website is Celtics.com, and that's how you spell it. I might have chocolate in my mouth. I had a chocolate bar a second ago, so yeah. So go ahead, ask me questions, guys. Use this time wisely. Don't just look at my face. And don't just look at me talking. Actually ask me some questions, because I want to see what you have for me. I want to help you guys. So Halvin Wolf says, a friend of mine from the UK has agreed to do some voiceover work for a few upcoming videos. Okay, I like where this is going. Continue your story. I like where this is going. How do I get her sound bites? Sound bites. So you mean so like sound effects and stuff like that. A really good site for sound bites would be Audio Blocks. So here's the website, audioblocks.com. Royalty-free music, royalty-free sound effects, sound bites, whatever you call it. You can get it from there. Very easy. Oh, you want to record your voice. Oh. Is that what you're asking? You want to record your voice and send her copies of your voice? Let me know if that's what you mean. Let me know. Okay, so let me get this straight. So she's sending you the audio. So I'm trying to understand what you're saying here. Do you want her to send you the sound bites, or like what exactly are you trying to do here? Let me know. Interesting dilemma. Yeah. So NAB was last week, guys. NAB, National Association Broadcasting. It was in Las Vegas Convention Center last week. A lot of beautiful new technology coming out. There's just a ton of companies that are just trying to push it to the limits when it comes to, especially when it comes down to gimbals. There's so many companies out there right now who are doing gimbals, who are creating gimbals, and honestly, it's becoming a little bit redundant, because all of them are starting to use the same kind of technology. 32-bit encoders. It's becoming a little redundant. It all comes down to how much you want to pay, because all of these gimbals right now I think they're all about the same. When it comes down to price point, you really have to look at quality of the parts that they use. We all know that the computer is there, 32-bit encoders is fantastic. We want to focus now on reliability. We want to focus on parts and how easy it is to balance and use. We have the industry standard, the Movi. You pay $5,000-$6,000, you get a Movi M5. Very expensive. I personally don't think that a freelance filmmaker that works for her or himself need a Movi. It's just too expensive. And features are somewhat limited when you compare it to something like, let's say, the KMTV Argo or the DJI Ronin M. Right now, in my opinion, the best company for gimbals would have to be KMTV. And the only reason why is because they've been in the game for a while. That's one. And two, they have a gimbal for literally every single type of camera you have. That's right. They have a gimbal for every single type of camera KMTV has a gimbal for. And they just released 2 new gimbals at NAB. One for GoPro, which also can fit an SLM camera, like a little point and shoot. They also released another gimbal that has a ring. So that way you can place the gimbal on the floor and let it just sit. It's called the KMTV Profit gimbal, which actually has a similar load capacity as the KMTV Argo. However, it doesn't come with the HD transmitter and the D-tap out, which for me is kind of a deal breaker. That's why I went for the KMTV Argo, because of those features. And right now what I'm debating is whether or not I should be getting that ring. Because that ring is really cool, you could hold it like this, you can hold it with a handle up here, you can set it down, rest, but it's also big and wide. I like to be able to stick out my stabilizer through a moving car window. I've done a shoot like that with Rob Riches where I had to stick half my body out of the window. And with the ring, you can't really do that. So I'm kind of debating whether or not I really need the ring. The KMTV Argo stand is extremely light, so I don't really mind taking it with me everywhere. And the ring is aluminum, so I'm worried that the weight might go up a little bit too high. So there's some, hits and misses with that ring, but we'll see what happens. I think I might buy it because on the top tubing of the ring, there's a bunch of screw inputs. So you can put in a light, you can put in a monitor, you can put in a mic, you can put in a ton of stuff. Vote images. Is there a way how I can keep focusing while operating a glide cam? By spinning the focus ring is not really handy. Well, I did release a video on how to properly focus while using a glide cam. I strongly suggest you check out my channel. The video, I believe, is called How to Focus with a Manual Lens on a Glide Cam. And that video should pop up and tell you exactly what you need to do. Sonu Mulumani, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. How do you make a hyperlapse? Obviously, with a hyperlapse, you should be using a gimbal. You should definitely be using a gimbal. You don't want to be holding a camera and then have all this jitter. So with a hyperlapse, it's basically a time lapse that moves. So let's say I'm walking in downtown Los Angeles. I have my gimbal and I'm just filming, walking through the crowd, showing movement, and then speeding up the footage. That's a hyperlapse. So that's what it is. So basically, when you're doing a hyperlapse, some things that you have to remember: camera settings. Always keep it on manual. Manual focus. Manual white balance. Never, ever, ever keep it on auto white balance when you do a time lapse or a hyperlapse, because it's going to start flickering and doing all these weird things to adjust for different lighting conditions. Manual exposure. Okay? Manual everything, guys. When you do hyperlapse or time lapse, any kind of lapse, always keep the camera on manual. Alright? So that's the best advice I can give you for that. You can either just film like you would normally film, or you can set to the time-lapse mode on your camera. It doesn't really matter. You can speed it up post, it'll be just as fast, especially through Final Cut, which allows you to infinitely speed up your footage. Halvin Wolf. Yeah, she's doing some voiceover for my videos, and I don't think she has a professional microphone. How do I get nice, clean audio from her without sending an expensive mic overseas? Well, she's going to need an expensive mic regardless, or she has to go somewhere. There's no way you can get good audio without a good mic. So unfortunately, we're kind of stuck there, my friend. George Martinez. Halvin Wolf. Sorry, I skipped Halvin Wolf. How can I fix her voice in post? You can't. You can do some minor fixes, like if there's background noise, but again, you're degrading the sound quality when you do that. When you get rid of echo, when you get rid of some noise, you're degrading sound quality. There's not much you can do. The way it's recorded is basically the way it's gonna be. Yeah, you can mess with the equalizer, maybe turn up the treble, lower the treble, increase the bass, maybe play around with the frequency levels. But frequency, actually, if you change the frequency levels a little bit, like if you hear like a weird buzzing or humming in the background, you can probably get rid of that by changing the frequency. So here's the thing. You can't do much. You can change the frequency. That's the best advice I can give you. George Martinez, be honest. If filming a wedding, do you choose a 3-axis gimbal or glide cam? I've used glide cam since the beginning of 2010. Now I'm using a 3-axis gimbal. Smaller, lighter, and effective. I've been using glide cams for 5 years. So you've been using them longer than I have. And honestly, I just picked up my 3-axis gimbal. I think I bought it in December. I will be choosing my glide cam, or I'll be choosing my 3-axis gimbal over my glide cam. I think that's what's gonna happen. That's definitely what's gonna happen. My gimbal, my 3-axis. I created a video today. I released it 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on my channel, comparing a glide cam to a 3-axis gimbal. Watch it, you'll see the results. 14mm on both stabilizers were fantastic. As soon as I increased to 24mm and then went to 50mm, there was a huge difference between the glide cam and the 3-axis gimbal. It's completely different. Completely different. So I'm sticking with my 3-axis gimbal. I just, I love it. I really do. I even made a video a few months ago bashing the DJI Ronin and Ronin M, and not really bashing it, but saying that the glide cam is better. In a few ways it is, but when it comes to overall stability, image quality, which is what you should mainly be looking at, 3-axis gimbals are better. They really are, because there's some external forces on a glide cam that affect a glide cam that you can't really control 100%. When you're using a 3-axis gimbal, these external forces are calculated through mathematical algorithms. I'm getting really smart now. And it's adjusted to these external forces. So you don't have to do anything. You can mainly just focus on the camera, focus on the framing. That's all you gotta do with these gimbals. With the glide cam, there's a little bit more effort. The learning curve is massive. There's just so much more at play when you're using a glide cam. So in my opinion, 3-axis gimbal is the way to go. If you have the money, invest it. Hello from Holland. Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm happy to have Holland here. Very good, very good. So ask me some more questions, guys. Good. Drone Eye from Holland. What kind of work do you do with your drone? Tilco Basket. How to gain publicity and orders. Yeah, we broke up. We broke up for a second. Sorry about that. Okay, back. Here we go. How to gain publicity and orders. How to gain publicity and orders. Okay, let me just answer how to gain publicity. Come up with a video, come up with a project, create something that no one has done before. That's the best advice I can give you. That, creativity, and consistency. The 2 C's. Boom. And that's all it takes. It really is. That's all it takes. Drone Eye does house filming. Very interesting. Do you have any work that you want to share with this channel? I'll let you go ahead and post a link. Let people check you out. And show us what you do, my friend. Show us what you do. Guys, and if you have any questions, please do not be shy to ask. Do not be shy to ask. .3D filming. Wow, very cool. Marty. I have the Inspire 1 and I'd like to know how to fly follow me mode. I tried, but it says no satellite connect. What's wrong? I don't know what's wrong. I've had issues like that, but they were just simply fixed with turning off and turning on the Inspire. I no longer have my Inspire. I sold it. Vo Images. When I ask how focusing while operating a glide cam, I meant if I can use some focus pulling system, something like a Simpla Manfrotto. Unfortunately for a glide cam, you can't. On a 3-axis gimbal like the Came TV Argo, like what I have, there's actually a built-in mount specifically for a follow focus. On a glide cam, you can't really attach a follow focus on there. You can't. It's very difficult to do that. Alvin Wolf, your answer for my audio question was cut off completely. So your audio question, my friend. So again, as I said before, but I don't know if any of you heard me, when it comes down to audio, the best you can do without affecting audio quality is playing around with the equalizer, playing around with the frequency, you know. With the frequency, you can adjust that weird hissing and that, you know, those weird mumbling sounds in the back that you get sometimes, those humming sounds. I mean, that's the best you can do. However, that's all you can do. There's software out there that claims that it can get rid of background noise and echoing. It can't. It can only muffle it. It can only mask it, but it's still there. And when you mask that, you actually continue to degrade the audio quality. So when it comes down to adjusting audio, only mess with the equalizer and frequency. All right? Cool. So I hope that answered your question. I'm sorry that it broke off, but I answered it again, and hopefully that worked. Good question. What picture profile do I use with the Sony camera? I use Picture Profile 7. Picture Profile 7 with the same Sony A7S is S-Log, and that flattens all the colors, meaning that I can put it in my post-production software and adjust the saturation, adjust the white, black, midtones, that type of stuff. And it's very accurate. Cool. At Sideways Often Flying Horizon, what can I do? I'm not sure what you mean by that question, Drone Eye. Don't know. At Sideways Often Flying Horizon, what can I do? let me know. Maybe you can clarify that question for me, please. Favorite third-party lens for Sony A7 series? Canon. Canon with a Metabones adapter or a FODCA adapter. Jaxi Media. Favorite Jaxi Media wide angle for glide cam. Yes, 14mm up until about 22mm. Anything beyond that, I feel like the glide cam just stops being so smooth and beautiful. And I did a comparison video using these different lenses. I released it this morning, so check it out. Drone Eye says he has a crooked horizon. What you can do with the Inspire 1, you can manually adjust the horizon. You have to go into your app, click on the gimbal icon, and then it has an option there to manually adjust the horizon. So you can fix it. You definitely can. And when you turn on your Inspire, make sure that you're on level ground. If you're on crooked ground, then the Inspire is going to calibrate the gimbal crookedly. It's going to adjust to how level the ground is. Do I think a $50 glide cam or steady cam is worth it? Not really. The thing is, oh, good questions come in. $50 glide cam. The problem is with $50 glide cam or steady cam, some corners are cut. For example, the quality of the bearings that they use, the quality of the parts, I don't think so. I think you need to spend at least $200, $250. Like this company called Lang. They produce a really nice steady cam that's really affordable. Check it out. And Wieldy is another one, but I think Wieldy is gone. I don't think they make them. They actually they're selling off the last batch of Wieldies. They're very, very good stabilizers, so check that out. Is film school important? The best thing about film school that I figured was that film school gives you the ability to work in a team. And that's difficult at times, to find a team and work with a team. That's the best thing I've learned. And I've taken maybe 2 or 3 film courses. I didn't learn anything about creativity or anything like that, but I learned how to work in a team. And that's a very valuable skill. And I would say that's the most important thing that you would learn in film school. However, you can also work in a team on a shoot. You don't have to go to film school to work in a team. I just happened to come across that. So that was my experience. Jaxi Media, my glide cam works well, but when I use it vigorously, it still spins, even with the second-ish or two-ish second drop time. Also, they're heavier than I expected. Yes, they are. Jaxi Media, make a video of it. I want to see it. And then send me the video and I will tell you what's wrong with it. Because I can't really answer that question. There could be gimbal issues, there could be weight issues. So make a video and send it to me. HD, please. Big Kevin, I just bought an LG V20. Very good. LG V20. I don't know what that is. I don't have any LG products. No LG products here. I'm assuming that's a camera. Let's see what it is. LG V20. It's a smartphone. LG V20. Not really what we're talking about, but okay. That's fine. That's cool. I hope that you like your LG V20. Any more questions, my friends? Any more? One more minute, and then we'll sign off here. I'll answer one more question, and then we'll call it a day. How does that sound, guys? Any more questions? Tips for shooting concerts. So that's a good question. It depends, again, how big the concert, how big the venue is. But I really like, for example, I film a lot of live music videos. So it's kind of like a concert. But when you're shooting a concert, you want to have multiple cameras. Wide, close up, and then audience reaction. 3 cameras would be nice. But how can you record with 3 cameras with only one person? The truth is you can't. So you have to work in a team. Nice close-ups of the guitar, strumming, close-ups of the instrument are very powerful to include in a shoot. Also, to get an audience reaction, very important. Very, very important. Always get an audience's reaction. Because you want the people who watch your video to get not verification, but they want affirmation that the music is good. And the only way you can do that is to show the audience. However, if the audience is not that big, like 5 or 6 people, you can still show them. Just show close-ups. Show close-ups. But yeah, you have to have multiple cameras. Preferably, depending on how big the concert is, I don't know what your control is over lighting. Hopefully lighting will be good. But you do need multiple cameras. That is a fact. Definitely a fact. You definitely need multiple cameras. Alright? So continue posting questions on this live stream. I'm going to log off now. I got to do some editing. And maybe I think I'll jump back onto the live stream tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, where I can answer more of your questions. And I will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow. So email me, send me videos, or put your comments in the comment section below. Alright guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.